Michael, check 1, 3. Happy New Year's, by the way.
Dude, Happy New Year's. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to Studio.
This is awesome.
Thank you, bro.
A lot of
the
history.
Mom's Crib. Welcome to Studio 2, I guess. Nashville born and raised, multi-platinum artist, hit songwriter, Billboard #1s, a catalog that's gotten a lot of people through real life moments. And I don't say this lightly, just looking at you from an outsider perspective and as a friend, one of the hardest working guys I think I know. And the nicest guy. How you still so nice, dude?
Dude, thank you. That's funny hearing it from you since we've been buddies for a long time.
Yeah, dude. It's been great.
Thanks for pumping me up, man. I appreciate it.
Coming off a hell of a year in 2025. Just talked about it. A lot of touring with Kane Brown, Hardy. You're opening up for Nickelback. You're playing halftime shows, the Detroit Lions. You're going overseas and playing in Melbourne, Australia. You're making new music with new music videos somehow in between. So man. I guess my question is to start, how would you describe 2025 for not only yourself, dude, but like your entire career this year?
Man, we did some things that I've dreamed of. I mean, there were bucket list moments that were checkmarked off. And I do feel like this year felt like it flew by faster than any other. I don't know what that reason is. It just felt like one thing onto the next and never really got the chance to like settle down and look back on it. Like we got to start the year off, 4 different cities in Australia. Well, Auckland, New Zealand, and then Melbourne, Brisbane, and Sydney. And did that tour with Luke Holmes, doing the first country stadiums in that country, which was insane. And to see the hunger over there for country music and like, it felt fresh. It felt new. It felt like you're a part of something. And getting to do that, but then going straight back home to hit other tours. We got to bucket list. I got to play Red Rocks this year, my first time, Radio City, Greek Theater. It was just wild. It just felt like one thing after another. And saying, well, my wife's song was climbing the charts and still is. And just one of those crazy years where it's like, it's now been a good break to sit back and look back and be like, man, these are things you dreamed of. And my brain always works like, what's next? But sometimes you really got to chill out and just look back, man, for real.
Just take a breather. Yeah, Red Rocks, didn't even mention Red Rocks, and I was actually in the intro. That was insane, I bet. It
was emotional, man. It was everything in the world I've ever wanted to do as far as performing on a stage. Yeah. Growing up, all my favorite bands, I had I'll age myself, all the DVDs and of live performances at Red Rocks. I mean, Incubus Red Rocks was probably one of my first. And since then, I was like, I've got to get there someday. And so it was awesome.
Mount Rushmore of 2025. You got 4 picks.
Yeah, 4 picks.
You got 4 picks out of everything that happened.
Oh, man. I'm going to go Red Rocks. Red Rocks, touring Australia was amazing. Getting to do our tour with the record, The Third, performing some of those songs, that was a very personal record to me. I had a song called Same Moon that I wrote with my wife. It was fun getting to perform that all the time and really perform a record that I was emotionally connected to. I'm connected to all my records, but this one was really, I'm a little older and I've got more to write about. And I don't know, man, I think the fourth would be watching my wife just succeed in the United States. She's been so amazing in Canada and done so many things there, but it's so hard to break through here. And her persistence and watching her just kick ass was definitely the fourth one for me.
Would you say that 2025 like kind of changed the way that you looked at your career at all?
Oh, man, in many different ways. For sure. It's like you start settling in and figuring out what you do, but also you're trying to find ways to keep yourself inspired. Like anything, if you do it over and over again, there's a monotony to it. And so it's kind of settling into hey, this is my life. I can't believe I get to do this for a living, but also how am I going to find inspiration to continue to do this forever? And I think or as long as they'll let me. I think that's the challenge at this point of my life is finding new ways to stay inspired to create music that I love and I want to put out. And I'm excited about this year because I do feel inspired. Yeah, we've just been touring so much. Like I said, you're never really looking at what's going on, and so I think we actually got a good break this year. Most of December off. January, I'm home writing. That's the first 2-month period we've had in a long time to just be home and kind of create. And so I'm excited to see what kind of music comes from having time to create it. Right, if that makes sense.
I've asked you this a couple of weeks ago, but do artists still kind of chase that high? I know you've gone #1 on Billboard country, top charts and things like that, but do artists still kind of chase that high? And then how do you find that inspiration? And if that's the answer, or how do you find inspiration to kind of keep going?
Yeah, I think some do, some don't. Sometimes you're just in a different place. I think, again, what I'm chasing now is what I started. Where I want to be where I was when I started before I knew anything. Almost kind of ignorant, naive again. Like, stay naive. Like, when you learn the business and you grow up in it and then you get the opportunity, it becomes business. And I want to get away from the business and get back to the creative side when you just didn't know better. And I think at the beginning, you got to play this game and you got to do it because that's how you're getting your music out there. But there becomes this just flat line where it's like, man, nothing's changing. It's just kind of here. And I think you got to get back to that, hey, man, I don't know any better kind of attitude. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, man. I want to get back to, like, I don't care if that's not the rules. If that's like, oh yeah, you got to do, like, I want to make music that's fun and interesting to me again. And so yeah, we're gonna attack it at that angle this year.
Let's hit the time machine button, rewind a little bit. Forgot where it all started. Nashville, born and raised.
Yeah, go Nashville, man. Love it.
When you think back on your childhood, like, what stands out to you the most?
Man, I love this city. I love Nashville so much. And I'm proud to be from here. I'm proud of my family. My grandmother was in the music industry. She was president of Sony Publishing, which is the songwriting part of it. And to grow up around great songwriters, and my mom still works there helping songwriters. To grow up in that environment was the most electrifying, inspiring thing a kid could have. I just wanted to be a part of it in whatever way the industry would let me. And so Nashville was that. It had this magic to it. And that's why everyone moved here. We just got to quit tearing apart the charm. But Nashville's, in my opinion, one of the greatest cities on the planet, and just proud to be from here. There's a lot of things that was amazing growing up with here in Nashville.
Yeah, I can relate to. I wasn't born here. Born in Indy, but I moved here when I was like 2 years old.
You've been here your whole life,
Dad was in a screamo band growing up.
That's right.
Just like, he's just like, I think he stopped doing that after good reasons. Therefore,
we all did.
Yeah, but did you kind of have like a small or a big family? Obviously, it sounds like you had music in your family.
Yeah.
Did you have a small or a big family? And then did you always, touching on that Nashville being special, did you always know that Nashville would be as special as it is right now?
We had a big family. It's got smaller there for a little bit, and now everyone's having kids, so it's growing back. But we've always been a very close family. We always make sure we try now. We've gotten older, but every birthday for every cousin, every aunt, we try to do it. But definitely Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's packed. No, I had no idea Nashville would ever be this kind of Nashville. I mean, we have Michelin restaurants now, and just so much art and just a variety of it as well. Like, we didn't have as much variety back then. I know there were pockets, but not just musically. I'm talking about all kinds of art. We have a little bit of everything now. The culture's an amazing culture. I love the melting pot. Just hate the traffic. Just all the cool, just the traffic, the paying for parking. Sorry, it doesn't matter. It's always going to eat me alive. Yeah. There's just too much chaos now. But I am proud of the way the city's grown.
It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. People, I mean, everyone that moves here, even when you have friends that like come visit, like, oh, let's go. I hate Broadway. I don't like it.
Can't do it anymore. I loved it at the beginning. I mean, I can go down there in bits and pieces every now and then, especially for a game or something. But man, it's just gotten too crazy. It's too crazy.
It's Zombieland down there, dude.
It's Zombieland. And maybe it was too when we were going there. I mean, I know
we just didn't know it.
I know I've been a zombie a few times coming out of Paradise Park back in the day, but it's a different monster now, man, for sure.
So you grew up in Nashville. At some point, your balls drop. We're in high school. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of high school kid were you really at Lipscomb? Same high school, by the way. Same high school.
Yeah,
Shout out
we
Lipscomb.
went to Lipscomb.
You went to David Lipscomb. They changed it on Lipscomb Academy in my junior year.
I didn't go to the academy. You got to do all the nice stuff. Dude, I loved going to Lipscomb. What was the question? Sorry,
It was just like, what kind of kid were you in high school? Dude? Were you the popular kid? Man, I know you played football.
I like to think I was a little bit of every world. I did play sports. Loved sports. Was able to, win a state championship in football. And I'm not reliving the glory days, but I loved my team and I loved playing sports. And I was pretty good at football. I got to do a lot of things with that. And then at the opposite spectrum, I was in a band. I was in a rock band. I was in a screaming band with some of our best friends. And so I like to think, you know, I don't like the word popular kids or whatever. I don't like that. I was in different cliques, man. I was in nerdy cliques. I collect Pokemon cards. I was in nerd cliques. I was in jock cliques. I like people that are good people, and I like things that are that inspire you to want to create and to do better at. And so football and bands and, you know, sports collecting was
were you playing in like garages, like on the weekends at all?
Oh,
Yeah.
Lots of garages, lots of studios built. My grandmother's basement, Alex Pollock's parents' house. Lord bless them for the noises they heard coming out of their rooms. We once took all of our gear. Our buddy, you might know him. His name was Seth Granda. His mom had a house, and because we felt so bad annoying Alex's parents all the time, Seth's like, yeah, we got a garage. Come on over. And he didn't tell the parents. And we brought all our gear over there one day, and they must have, you know, just been like, what the hell? It didn't work out.
Really?
We couldn't. You can't just say, hey, bring over all your dudes and all your gear and drums and big amps into my parents' house without asking permission. So,
were you leaning a certain way when it came to music and football? Because obviously state championship sounds like you were really good at football, but then you're trying this music thing on the side as well.
Yeah, man. I thought I was going to play football in college. I thought that's what I was going to do, and I loved making music. Music was never the goal for me. It was never like I want to be an artist. That was never it. I loved being in bands. So the doctor told me I was going to be 6'2", 6'3", completely lied.
What are you at right now?
Yeah, we had like 5'9".
Yeah, same.
5'10" with some good shoes and socks. Yeah, boy. You know how it is.
That's what's up.
I could jump though back in the day. I don't look like it now, but I could.
Touching rim?
Yeah. I was touching rim.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Dunking tennis balls.
Were you catching any lobs, like as the wide receiver at all? Or
Yeah,
no?
dude. You know, a tight end. Yeah, I was playing tight end, but more linebacker. I loved hitting people. I love the aspect of being the leader on defense, knowing the scheme, like figuring out where the ball is going, attacking it. Like, I loved that, and I still do.
I can see you're going back to those days right now.
It's just something you can't do it. You can't just call your buddies up, put on pads, and do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like you can call a pickup game, and I love basketball. I loved basketball too, and I quit baseball early. I loved baseball because I thought football was my thing, but didn't turn out. And I went to college, roommated with some dudes that also played, and just started playing out. And one thing about Nashville is you just kind of go where it takes you as far as music. The opportunities are there. Say yes, be a yes man, and try everything. And it's kind of what started happening in college. I was like, man, football ain't gonna happen. I'm going to just completely move forward, and let's see what happens with this music stuff.
Okay, that's good to know because MTSU is where you went to college at.
Yeah, I went to Go Blue Raiders, MTSU.
Yeah, Go Blue Raiders. And so you didn't think that you could play football at MTSU and then decided to go more of the music route in college.
Yeah, where my head was, I was always born and raised in Nashville in a bubble, went to all Christian schools, and I wanted to get a little bit out. I could have gone to Belmont here and chased me. I could have, but I wanted to get a little bit out of Nashville. I knew the importance of being close to Nashville for music if it was going to happen, but I wanted to get a little bit out, and I wanted to get diverse. I wanted to meet other people. I wanted to meet people that didn't believe the way I believed, that weren't in that bubble. And so MTSU seemed like the perfect place. And when I got up there, I realized like a lot of things changed. Like you start partying more. You're like, I went to Lipscomb. Like I didn't drink or smoke, nothing. I signed a contract for my football coach that I wouldn't do none of that. I didn't do that till
Really?
I never had a sip of alcohol or a drink or nothing until after we won state championship.
Oh, dude, we got in trouble. Like the whole basketball
I know.
team.
All my friends did. Me and my other buddy, Jeremy Holt, we kind of held out.
Yeah. Shout out Jeremy
Did
Holt.
that. Jeremy Holt's a great, amazing guy. Check him out.
Yeah, dude, they called out like 18 of us on Monday after the prom or whatever, the banquet or whatever. Yeah, we had a basketball game.
Yeah.
Went to go drink at Harper Craig's house, and I think her own mom snitched on us. So
Yeah, I mean-
luckily we had Simpson in the same room. They're not gonna have to suspend the Simpsons, you know.
Oh, I love those
the
boys.
Becks, and you know.
It's it was just a wild thing. And so
Yeah.
like my kind of life started changing. I was like, what I'm trying to say is I did not want to get up at 5 a.m. to do workouts anymore when I'm playing
there's the
music
truth.
and hanging out till 3 a.m. every night, and you're going to bars and you're playing, and it's like this lifestyle isn't going to line up. I got to choose one. And I was really enjoying acoustic guitar with my buddy, and we were playing songs we wrote, and every week one other person would show up and continue to show up, and they'd come back. You start seeing people sing your songs, and that was really fulfilling for me as a kid. I mean, you're 21, 20 years old, 22, and that was really what kind of nudged me into that direction more than anything.
So take me through like the start of that. Is that like freshman, sophomore year, or you still got the guys from high school that are coming to MTSU with you, or are you forming like a different band with your brother in college?
Yeah, some of that. So I broke up with the hardcore band. We were in kind of a more of a screamo type scene like that. And I started, kind of playing singer-songwriter stuff and writing songs because I really wanted to be a songwriter for other artists more than my name. But I just kept playing these songs. Me and my buddy Brad Clausen, we were roommates. He's a hit songwriter in Nashville and one of my best friends on the planet. Love him to death. And we were just writing songs and then testing them out at different bars down there and any place that would let us play. And I don't know, I think we both got a lot of joy out of that, man. That was really cool to see people show up again the next week when we were playing Three Brothers Cafe or whatever, and to see it and watch what songs we had written that week. And I just thought that was so, like I said, fulfilling, man. It was something that really, really struck a chord with me, for lack of better terms.
Yeah. Were you tracking progress, or was it just kind of a grind?
There's never been a track of progress with me. There's never been a plan A or a plan B. It is just go with the flow. I've never had one, and I'm not saying do that. I don't know if that's the best way, but for me, if there's a plan B, that means you've already decided you're failing plan A. It's just, I've never really had a plan. It's just kind of go with the flow and opportunities. And so I was going with what was making me happy, mentally happy, what was fun. Yeah. And that's kind of how it all happened. It was never a plan, man.
When college ends and that safety net is gone, what did those first couple of years look like for you?
Yeah, man, it was weird. I lost my dad right there at that time, and that was tough being young and losing your dad and getting into the real world, and questions that you wouldn't want to ask that you can, just figuring it out on your own. And I think, luckily I met with my buddy Daniel Lyons. We moved in together, which I needed to stay out of being at home. I needed that freedom to just be creative and do my thing. But I think it was good for me to go through all that and then to find a buddy that was super supportive of my dream of, writing music. And so he would go and show up to every round I was playing and make me feel cool and like it was something I could do. And it just kind of kept going from there. Like people would come up to me after a show and be like, you need to sing that song. That sounds like you. You don't need to give that to another artist. And after a while you start hearing that and you start trying that out. And man, one thing leads to another. And then I met this girl and I started this label. There's so many things that happened. It's really crazy. It's hard to even think back on how it all happened. It's a God thing. It truly is. But just connecting dots, man. It's just connecting the dots and not knowing what you're doing. Being naive enough and stupid enough to give things a try.
Right.
Like now I would think about it, I'd be like, there's no chance I would ever try that. But it worked out. And you got to get back to that. That's the world we live in now. It's like everything's got to be so calculated. Calculating never worked out for me.
Really?
Ever. It's got to be a gut feeling. And that time out of college, it was all gut, man. It was all gut feelings. And
so do you have to start out as like a songwriter? Like, do a lot of musicians start out as songwriters?
A lot do. You don't have to. I mean, there's no formula. Nashville, there was artists like coming up during when I was kind of falling in love with the Nashville thing, was like Old Dominion, Sam Hunt. They were songwriters first that kind of jumped into the artist scene. So they had some hits with other artists before. So they got to step onto the scene with hits, not necessarily that they performed, but that they wrote. So like in their sets, like Sam Hunt could play Cop Car. That was a big, awesome hit for Keith Urban. And, a bunch of the Old Dominion boys were writing songs for everybody too. And so that was kind of the route. I was like, man, maybe I can get in that way. I can write some songs for other artists. That way my set, like I'll have some hits that they know without having to play a cover set, which I did all the time on Broadway.
That's wherever. What I was going to ask, did you ever play at any of the bars on Broadway
all of them, man. I played everywhere you could play. And I didn't want to be known as a cover band. I wanted to have my own music. But, like anything, after about 30 minutes of hearing songs you don't know, you want to hear something you know. So I thought the route of maybe having a hit before could help. And so I really started focused on writing for other artists at that time. And started this label in the same time with a guy named Matt Swanson, who's incredible out of California. I met him through working construction. The guy I was working construction for built his studio out in California. And the guy, Matt Swanson, said, if you ever find anybody in Nashville that you dig, fly him out to me. I want to meet him. And so Chris McCollum, who I was working construction for, asked me, "Do you want to go to California?" And I was like, "Never. Yeah, I'm free flight out to Cal. Let's go." And met this dude Matt, and we just hit it off, and we started a label together out of absolutely nowhere, and started putting out our own music while I was writing songs for other artists with Sony. And while I was trying to get a deal with Sony Publishing, but they didn't like this weird deal I was in with this California dude. So that was the first time I ever got this industry headbutt. What are we going to do here? Gotcha. And Matt Swanson was so good to me. He made it work where I was able to do both things at once. And the Warren brothers, incredible songwriters here in Nashville, signed me and a guy named Ernest Keith together. We as a kind of a duo.
He used to be a rapper.
He used to be a rapper. We were writing a lot of songs together, and they signed us both to Sony together, kind of as a duo thing. Obviously, we do our own things now. We're still great, dear friends. But that's kind of how it all worked out. And while that was happening, I was starting this label with a girl named Jen Johnson, who we had running it while Matt was funding and being the CEO.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it was just me and her and figuring it out. Like, where do we do?
What are you thinking there? You're just like,
well, we thought we need a building. So we walked down the street and we said, we got a label. We have to have a building. Otherwise, you don't have anything. And so we walked down the street and knocked on a door of a building. It wasn't for sale, and met the people there and ended up making them an offer and bought the building, which is 1010.
Dude, that's an insane story.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Yeah. We just knocked on it and started talking to this guy, and it just looked like the right place. We were just walking down Music Row and like, let's check this building out. Like I said, no for sale sign, no clue, and ended up buying that building. And the history came back. Like my grandmother, Buddy Killen, this guy back in the day that was huge in the music industry. That used to be his building, and I remember when I was walking through it, finally flashbacks coming back as my grandmother taking me through there as a kid. So that was my first studio I had down in the basement down there, this stone, beautiful studio. And we kind of renovated the whole place and updated it instead of tearing it down like most people do in Nashville, keeping some of the charm on Music Row. And we had a building, and we had us. And so now we got a label. Now what? And
now what? Yeah.
Now
fuck everybody else.
We got the building. Now we're a label. So now we got to make money and then, figure this out.
So that's just grind right there, man. So we're writing a lot more songs.
Yeah, so we're writing songs. I've got a partner now who is funding in the recording studio, which are, recording studios and musicians are expensive. That's always, now that was before you could really hop on a laptop and make it in an airplane. And so, we started recording music and we started getting a little buzz in Nashville going. And Nashville's a place where you never know who's in the room. And I always say when people ask for advice, I'm like, every chance you get, you play your heart out. You make sure that it's the best you sound, because you never know who's in the room.
Right.
And I was playing a show downtown, and for CMA Fest, I got like a gig right there at the Little Glass by the Gaylord. Sorry, it's not called Gaylord anymore. Bridgestone. It used to be called Gaylord Entertainment Center, the GEC. Bridgestone, that Little Glass area, and it was packed out. We had a song out called Alcohol You Later and Bitches. Yeah. And they were doing well for some reason. And people were singing back those songs. And I was putting up my guitar after the set, and who is now my manager, she wasn't at the time. She was working for another publishing company, but really helping me with my calendar, just helping me for the kindness of her heart. She goes, Mitchell, put your guitar, have your brother put your guitar up. Come over here, we got to talk. And Sony Records was there. And we were in the office a week later. They offered us a record deal on the spot. I have a record deal with this other thing, so what's going to happen? So we joined ventures with them, with Riser House, Columbia, and Sony. All happened within a week. And we had a song that I had written for another artist called Drunk Me.
Can't Get Over You?
Yeah, Can't Get Over You. And I fully expected Blake Shelton to do that song. But we needed a song. And I loved that song, and so we got that song, and I sung it. I wrote that song years ago, and we ended up going on the road and radio tour before we even officially signed, because they were so excited. They had us out doing the thing. And so we went full speed in a matter of about 3 to 4 weeks from when we met them to signing the deal to getting out. And that's fast. That doesn't happen.
Insanely fast.
And that was a lot of trust too, for, hey, let's get out here. The deal isn't even done. Attorneys take forever going back and forth. Yeah. But we just wanted it. We wanted it bad, and we knew we needed to capitalize on timing. And that ended up going all the way to #1 for us. And, multiple platinum song changed my life. And then it's like, fuck, what do you do now? You got to do it again. And so that's the life you live after that. Coming back to your question forever ago, it's like, it's amazing when you get the number one, when you get the thing, you ring the bell, but then all that does, that's all you wanted your whole life. And then all that does is create anxiety of how to do it again.
Right. How to repeat that.
How to repeat that. And that's when you get lost. You get lost in the, all right, I got to get another hit. Instead of just writing music that feels good, that will inevitably be a hit because it's good, you start thinking about the business.
How to make that same sort of song. Is that correct?
So,
Are you thinking that in your brain?
Exactly, and that's not how you're supposed to write songs.
Right.
And so, I mean, it's everybody deals with that after their when they get their first, because there's so much pressure to continue it. And, we had a lot of success going up, blah, 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 nothing hit. And then COVID came around, and I had a song called Truth About You that I tested on TikTok, this new thing called TikTok, and it kind of went viral and ended up being my next single. And that one went all the way to number one. And then I had a song I wrote with Chris Young that was on the radio as well. And 3 weeks in between my number one and that one, it became number one. And so at the time, it was the fastest back to back. And we just had a lot of momentum, man, going on. And then, man, just life happens, dude. You just get out there and you start touring, and then, it just flies by.
Yeah.
It just truly does. And so now sitting back and looking at it and having time, it's like, man, it's just impossible to enjoy it as it's going. Like it was. But now I'm really focusing on myself and like enjoy these moments when they happen, because they can go away so fast, man. They really can.
I know you say you're not drinking for 90 days, so maybe after that 90, take a shot of whiskey.
And that too, man. The industry, everybody loves to party. You can celebrate something every day. And I've had my fair share of drinks throughout the years, and just think it's at the time where I want to be mentally and clear, mentally healthy on all bases to get back to that state of mind I was in when I was just starting. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're going to back off. I'm going to try to get healthy, do a little 90-day go at it and see where we go from there. We'll see what happens.
That answers kind of the question I had, the turning point in your career. It's not maybe just one thing, but it's one thing right after another, super quick right there, right?
Yeah, man. It's all about momentum, man. It's just snowball effect.
Yeah.
Snowball. And especially this world with our fucking cell phones, man, like out of sight, out of mind, such a thing, but it's also just trying to keep people's attention. Like, there's just so much shit here, and there's so much good quality stuff, but nobody has the attention to really dive into anything anymore. And so trying to break through that is where we're at. And, we'll figure it out. The world and technology always changes, but man, I just feel bad for the future if all it's going to be is in screens.
100% will be.
It's not how the world should work, man. Yeah. It's not how people should communicate. There are amazing things about it, and I love it. And I love social media. I love aspects, but man, we're just in them too much, dude. We're in them too much, and it's affecting everyday lives of everybody, man. It's driving everybody crazy, and they don't know it.
When did you realize Drunk Me was having the success that it was starting to have?
Oh, man. I'll never forget this story. We were dead tired. We were still in a van. We hadn't got buses yet. We're still grinding, and we had a festival in Chicago. I think it was Lake Shake. And we were so tired. And by the way, I drove every night because I don't trust the dudes. I love my brothers in my band, some of my best friends on the planet, Jeff. I mean, I just didn't trust the dudes to drive us from the next venue to wherever city we were going. So I would be dead tired. But we were all so tired. We show up there, and we're playing the side stage, the next to Nashville stage. And, dude, we're just defeated. We've been going hard for months. And we get there, we sound check. There's nobody. It's this big tent, way too big. We're like, dude, we're never going to be able, like, nobody's here. This is going to be an embarrassing show. And we sound check. We go backstage, and we're sitting around a couch just like, ugh. And we take a shot just to get through it, man. Everybody's room. We go back. It's time to play. Hit the stage, and then the place is packed out all the way to the door, man. And we start playing this show. Everybody's lights just light up. Like it's just like that's all you need. It was like injecting juice right into your arm. It's like, oh my God, we're back. And they were singing a little bit of this alcohol, but when we started playing Drunk Me, every word was being sung. I think it was like somewhere around top 30 at the time on the chart, climbing its way. And 30 to 25 to 20, kept getting bigger and bigger, and it just became this moment for us. And man, I just remember looking at the guys on stage and just the light in everyone's eyes. That was the switch that was flipped again. It was crazy. And, I try to think about that because it's not always, when you're on stage, I zone out a lot sometimes. Like I'll see somebody in the crowd and then I'll just start writing a movie about it in my head. Like, who is that? Where did they come from? Like, and I'm playing while playing and singing. It's like, you're not always zoned in. And so I try to use that moment to reconnect and be like, look at the guys and be like, look at this, what's going on right now. But I'll never forget that moment, man. We needed it. It was the perfect time. We needed it.
And then what changed first? Was it your confidence or the opportunities?
Dude, opportunities. Confidence has always been a problem. I act like I have confidence, but I don't. I am always deep down nervous and scared of every move I make. If it's going to be, something that's good or bad for my career, for everybody else, who knows? I overanalyze everything. I think confidence is important, so I try to put on that front, but I'm always battling that in my head. I think opportunities came, and that helps with confidence for sure. But yes, it was the opportunities and the doors that opened from that were amazing. It was everything we needed.
And then how do you protect those opportunities and that momentum?
You got great management, and that's back to, I was talking about, her name's Kristen Ashley. She's incredible. She's been my manager since day one. After that, after she's got that deal kind of started for free, for no reason, kind of facilitating that between Sony and I asked her, I was like, I need you, whatever we need to do to make this work. And she did. She's been there, and I just love my team. I've got an amazing team that I'm confident in, that really helps me when I'm down or when I'm up, whatever it is, keeps you grounded and keeps you focused on what we need to do. I mean, my tour manager, Lee Gamilla, is incredible because on the road you need that health. And then Allie, my day-to-day is amazing. I mean, we've just built a team of people we trust, and it all starts there. And that comes from sports. I mean, that's what the biggest thing I take away from football is learning to trust your teammates. Because if I'm playing running back and I'm worried about what that left guard's doing, I'm not going to be able to see where I'm going. I got to trust he's making that play and I know where I'm going. And if you're worried about everyone else's jobs after you got them, then you're never going to go anywhere. So sports and taught me how to trust people and rely on a team. And that's all this is. It's building a good team.
And the wise words of Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
That's incredible. I didn't know he said that.
Just got it tatted on me.
Dang. Okay, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Marshawn, I see beast mode. I love that. That's awesome.
Shout out beast mode.
Amen. Beast mode.
Once that door opened for you, the stages got a lot bigger and the schedule got a lot heavier.
Yeah. Well, we started getting opportunities to open up for some of my favorite artists in the world. And we got to do these arena shows to stadiums, man. I got to play my hometown stadium at Titans and Milwaukee Brewers and Texans. And I mean, everywhere. I mean, it's crazy when you're on stage and it's a stadium. And thank you, Luke Holmes, for that opportunity, man. I love Luke to death. He did a lot for me. In those early days, or not even early, for being just awesome to me, but then taking me back out when we needed it. That was incredible. So thank you, Luke. But yeah, man, it's nuts. It's just we've gotten to play every version of a stage at this point, and I still love a club of 2,000, 1,500 people.
Really,
there's nothing better. There's nothing better than sweating. Everyone's standing right there, and you feel that energy, and not taken away from arenas or stadiums, but there's nothing better than a club.
What's the mental toll that an artist takes when touring that much?
Yeah, I mean, what happens when you tour that much is you got to build a bigger team, and those people are giving up their lives at home, their wives, their partners, their families to go out there and chase this dream of mine. And so they have families, they need money. If I don't feel good that day and I don't want to sing, there's 14 people on our crew that don't get paid if I decide to quit. So I'm just talking about the road portion, and then we have everybody that works for us at home, and it's like that starts taking a toll. Like when your voice is tired, and when you're just down and you just can't be this image that you're supposed to be. You're not just worried about yourself anymore. You got other people to take care of, And that mentally takes a lot of toll. I've struggled with that a lot because when I'm tired and I need the break, I just can't because I'm not going to let them down. They haven't let me down. They're there every day for me. And so it becomes a whole different story than why you picked up a guitar as a kid. When you start seeing some success, it becomes a business. And that's hard. It's hard because it's not why you hang the posters on the wall of your favorite artists and you pick, like that's not the dream part.
Yeah.
But that's the reality part. And so I'm doing way better with that, learning how to compartmentalize that, and I opened up to my team about it. And I think communication's huge. I think in all of life, what we deal with today and how polarizing our world is right now, it can all be fixed with communication, man. I don't care what it is. You can break it down small to the business, but just talk to your people, man. Talk to everybody and figure it out.
Yeah. You just talked about opening up for Luke Combs. I'm sure that was massive for you in your career. What did you learn watching Luke Combs play every single night?
Well, a couple things. First, and I learned this from all the tours I've been on, from Luke Bryan to Aldean to Combs. Just how you get to that point and keep these teams together. Like having a great team where like he's up to, I don't even know how many people are on his crew, a lot. But that they're all running together as a well-oiled machine, keeping them happy, keeping them taken care of. Luke Combs does that, man. He's just a killer dude, just an awesome dude, and takes care of everyone around him, which makes what you're seeing on stage look that great. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he's an incredible artist, singer, songwriter, and his songs. What the other thing I noticed, the way they connect to people, sitting in a stadium. We just got off stage. I'm like, I'm gonna go watch him, and so I'd go to front of house every now and then and watch it from that angle because side stage is cool, but you can't hear, and I want to hear the mix. And I also want to see. I want to feel it, and everybody to the top of the stadium is standing at the top of their, to the nosebleed, standing and singing. They're grabbing their partner, whoever it is, and like they're singing every song or. Where you can tell, like, oh my God, there are moments in these people's lives where that song was huge for them, where it meant something. Maybe it was a baby being born or a brother, like a hunting trip with your brother, or that's their first dance song. Like, you could see the emotional connection was so real. And I was like, man, that's it. That's what you're trying to do. You're not, who cares about pleasing Nashville? It's about this. It's about being, the soundtrack to somebody's life. And it was special watching people watch Luke Combs in the stadium, man. It really was.
Opening up for Luke, though, did you feel like you belonged on that stage as well?
Man, I didn't until I got up there. I was like, how are we here? And then they made us feel so welcome. Singing our songs back, showing up early, having a full stadium by the time, when we're playing, Drunk Me at the end and Iris. Yeah. And, man, I'll never forget that moment. That first one, Milwaukee, what an incredible stadium, just the way it is, the lights and the roof, and them singing that song, Iris, from Drunk Me into Iris, and I just always, I love the way that song ends. I just want you to know who I am, especially as an opener. Mm-hmm. The best line, and I just want you to know who I am. I'm Mitchell Tenpenny. God bless you guys. Thank you. And walking off stage, and dude, when they're screaming that, and you walk off stage, and I met my manager. She was right back there, and my tour manager, and we were all just in tears. It's like, what the fuck just happened, man? Yeah. Like, that was...
I think I even cried the Knoxville show.
Yeah, the Knoxville. Dude, it's just... it's wild, dude. It is. It's wild, and it's just awesome to have people to share those moments with, man.
When did you realize that song hits people in a different type of way?
Yeah. Meet and greet... it's a weird thing about meet and greet. You got to do it. It helps pay for our bus and for the guys. It's a thing. But I really enjoy people telling me the stories when they say, this song connected to me this way or whatnot, and being very vulnerable and being very honest. That's the greatest feeling in the world. And so I think for me, hearing people's personal stories where they're just laying it all out, they feel comfortable enough to tell you that, and I'm honored by that, and I don't take that for granted. And I think that's, huge amounts of fuel for this job, to hear real people tell you real stories about how your song has affected them or whatnot.
So good. It's so good, man. Playing at Red Rocks. Gotta talk about this. I know we talked about it at the top of the pod, but did you see the way that your fan base changed at Red Rocks, or did you kind of like look at people and be like, damn, like I have more fans than I could have even imagined?
Yeah, and I mean, that was halfway through the set. We were playing a song called Bucket List, which is one of my favorite songs. It's kind of an inspirational song. And seeing the crowd, they had, I don't know how they did it. The Night Owls, it's an awesome group of our amazing fans that got together, and they just started one sign by one sign, just started peeking up all over the crowd. And it just, I'm proud of you. You did it. Here we are. And like, I get teared up. I was just like, what? I can't even finish the song. Like, what are y'all doing? And it just one by one, they just started, they were hiding them the whole set, and they just come up, and I was like, what is going on here, man? Yeah, it's just those emotional moments, dude. Like, they've been there from the beginning with us, stayed with us, and it's so cool.
Did you tearing up a little bit right now, dude?
Yeah, a little tear up, man. It's cool, man.
Let's go, Tinfin. Let's go, dude. Yeah, no, it's just because I like Mike Stud. He's one of my favorite artists. And he just talked about how just grateful he is for playing at Red Rocks. And he's like, I mean, the first night sold out in minutes, and like I can't even believe it. And then he's like, we're gonna try to get a night 2. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but yeah. And then he's like, the next day, we just fucking got a night 2. And it just like, I feel like, yes, it hits different for artists at Red Rocks, man.
Right, it's one of those places. It's just history, and it's all your favorite bands that play there. I mean, for me, obviously Red Rocks. Back in a couple years ago, getting to do Ryman, and the next year getting to do 2 sold out, and like those were like places I grew up idolizing too. And like those are moments where you just pinch yourself. You're like, God is good, man.
Yeah.
Let's give them a show they came here for.
Well, it's the work that you put into, bro.
Man, it's the work a lot of people put in. I promise you.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. Again, with the team, man.
Yeah.
I want to talk about like social media and marketing. We just talked a little bit about being on your phone. So the question is, how much of being an artist today is actually music, and how much is it content?
I think it depends on the artist.
Yeah. What you talking about over there? What you talking about?
I think it depends on what kind of artist. I don't know, man. I'm not here to talk shit on anything. There's so many ways to be successful. But I just feel like if you have to constantly force people in their feed to see you,
right,
it's just icky to me. I get it. I understand it. I get it. I'm not mad if you do it. It icks me out to do it.
Yeah.
It's just not me. And I have to do it sometimes, and I find my ways to do it where I feel like it's organic and real, but I find there's an arrogance to it that I don't like. It's like, listen to me again, and you're just forcing this shit down their throat with social media. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess that's marketing in a sense, but like having, back in the day where it'd be like, okay, cool, you're in a magazine, you're here. That's a little different than just all day long. Listen to I got to post 3 things so that I'm in your face all day long. I don't know. I want you to think about it when you're not thinking about it. I want you to be like, something happened in life, be like, oh man, you know what song would go good with this? This one I heard. That's my goal. But there's so much good and bad to it. Again, social media is the reason Truth About You was even put on a record, let alone went to radio, let alone became number 1. So I don't hate it. I just hate the idea that that's the only way that you can do it.
It feels like it's a lot of younger artists too. Yeah. So if you had any advice for a younger artist, is there any other way to go about it? Or you just kind of use social media as maybe your top platform to promote and market?
I mean, it's definitely, you should use it. I mean, it's what everyone's eyes are on. And so it would be stupid to say not to do that. It's free marketing. And it's what people look at every day and what they trust. What they like, it's all about what people are saying that is cool. Yeah. It's like if you get a buzz going, I still think you got to go out and play live shows, man. You got to go out and build an audience, and then college towns, like they saw you last night, then they start talking around it, and the dorms or the football games, and then it becomes this cool thing. Like I still think the word of mouth's a real thing, but yeah,
you're not gonna hit a TikTok dance, dude.
Dude, you won't. You won't see me dancing, man. I got good buddies that dance. Shout out to Russell Dickerson, my boy can dance.
Yeah.
And he just had him a big old hit with it. But nobody want to see me dance. I promise you that. It ain't like that.
Pay money to watch that.
Yeah.
Switch gears a little bit.
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans.
Tighten
Okay,
up,
let's.
tighten
Where do
up.
we go from here? You're a real Titans fan. How would you describe being a Titans fan in one word?
In one word, how do you describe being a Titans fan? I'd just say, all jokes, frustrated. I'm frustrated, man.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated.
Why are you frustrated, dude?
Because you got rid of fucking Vrabel, man. What are you doing? Like, what do you do? I mean, why are we doing the same shit? We get good players and we get rid of them. Then we get the best coach and we get rid of them. Like, I don't know, man. I was here when we built the first stadium. I've been here from the very beginning. We went to the Super Bowl on the first one, so maybe that'll happen on the second try round. I don't know.
What was your favorite season for the Titans? Was it that one?
Favorite season? I mean, that and the Kerry Collins comeback was great. But watching, I was there for the Music City Miracle. I mean, God, the magic in the air of the Adelphia Coliseum days with Steve McNair, Eddie George, Frank Wycheck, Kevin Dyson, all those cats, man. Like, that was really good football. That was really good football.
You still have to ride the highs or ride the lows if you want to ride the highs, right?
Yeah, I'm a Titans fan till the day I die, whatever, man. But
yeah. Miss AJ, bro.
I miss AJ.
The King, we squeezed the juice out of the King. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's, it happened, although he's still killing it in Baltimore.
Yeah.
But
4 tutties the other night.
I know, dude.
4 tugs.
I think we need good leadership again. We need good leadership again. As a football guy and as a defense, we need a Keith Bullock again. We need some people that are going to, put some little bit of vinegar in that piss, light some fires under their ass, and get it going.
Yeah, has being a Titans fan kind of prepared you for the music industry in a way?
It's a roller coaster, baby. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But you know what? Every now and then you can score a 100-yard touchdown or 99-yard. There you go.
Yeah,
that's what Chris Johnson did, right?
Same love for the Preds, I'd imagine.
Same. Yeah, it's there was nothing better than being in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
That feeling of Nashville, being at those games, the electricity in the air, like, dude, that was the greatest.
I was at one of the games.
Yeah,
dude.
Same. I mean, that's the Stanley Cup finals were my greatest, like the most fun I've ever had at a sporting event. Like, it just felt so awesome. And then they cheated and gave Sidney Crosby the cup. But I will never.
Game 7, right?
Yeah,
was it Game 7?
No, it was 6, I believe.
6?
My buddy threw his boot on the ice.
Yeah, along with all those catfish that were on the ice too.
Because of the call, and the next day, someone on Sports Talks Radio was like, "Yeah, some idiot even threw his boot on the ice." So that was my buddy.
You played a couple. That was your brother. You played a couple times at the Preds, right? You played once there.
Yeah, back in the day, we did a couple of those those little intermission things. Yeah. That was cool.
When you look ahead, what excites you the most about this next year in 2026?
The unknown, man. The unknown. What excites me the most is getting back into the studio. That's my favorite part of the whole thing. Mm-hmm. I love playing live. I love writing songs, but I love recording them. Where that day where you finally get to see them come to life the way you really wanted. You're playing with the best musicians in the world. You're producing music. You have that environment. You're like, I'm in the studio today. Like, I love that. So writing songs to get back in the studio, I'm really looking forward to doing it the right way again. And I got some unknown things happening here pretty soon, so pretty stoked about it.
A couple of rapid fire ones, and we'll get you out of here.
Oh, you're good.
All right.
Thanks for making me cry on the podcast.
That's gonna be great content. I'm just saying right now. Song you wish you wrote.
Man, I mean, Tracy Chapman, "Fast Car" is one of my favorite songs ever, and I know Luke Combs did a great job covering that one, but it's such a good song.
Artist you've been listening to nonstop lately?
Man, dude, I've been going back to Caitlin Smith, dude. I love her, dude. And that Olivia Dean. I love what she's been doing. She's just blown up out of the scene.
One Nashville spot you still love?
Corner Pub, baby, Green Hills.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Let's go. Corner Pub.
I knew you were gonna. What's your order at Corner Pub?
Man, cheese beans, always gotta have some cheese beans.
Cheese beans?
Yeah,
Really?
double reposado. Get the cheese. It's just mozzarella balls.
But
they call them cheese beans.
Yeah.
And then, dude, the tacos, their beef tacos are so good.
I was gonna say you hit that What's the toilet thing called where it squirts water in your ass after that?
The bidet.
Yeah, you hit the bidet. Yeah,
Gotta hit the bidet. Yeah. Those are the hot chicken chunks. My buddy William Mayfield loves the hot chicken chunks. Shout out William Mayfield and his toilet.
That'll send you a direct line.
It'll go right into there.
Yeah, you skip the line on that one. Yep. One thing fans would be shocked to know about you.
I mean, I'm just a big nerd. I collect all kinds of nerdy crap and still Pokemon fanatic to the. I got Pokemon tattoos. I'm a nerd.
You collect a lot. Like being
I
in
collect.
That room.
People call it hoarding. I call it collecting. It's fun.
Yeah. Johnny told me. Shout out Johnny. Told me a fun story how you asked for a jersey at every stadium that you play at.
Yeah, man. I've been collecting jerseys since I was a kid. Like that would be. I wanted authentic. That would be my Christmas gift. I'd be like, Mom, Dad, everybody. Like I just want an authentic Marshall Faulk jersey or Peyton Manning, whatever it was, and that would be my gift. And so since I was a kid, I've been collecting jerseys. And my favorite part about getting to play these stadiums or these arenas or whatever, is getting the jersey of the place we're playing. And I love these minor league hockey teams, dude. They're the coolest. Like, so I've got a massive jersey collection.
Didn't you speak at a minor league hockey team, locker room?
Say what?
Didn't you speak to? Was it the Preds minor league team?
Yeah. We got to the Admirals in Milwaukee. We got to do that arena, and before the game, I got to go in there and announce the lineup and do the thing. That was kind of cool.
What'd you say?
Well, dude, there's so many. Hockey has so many superstitions, I guess, or traditions, as they would call them. And so, like, I just want to make sure I didn't step on the center. Like, you can't step on the logo, or you're like ostracized. Like, you can't do it. And like, you want to. They're hockey names, and I didn't know all the cats. Like, so like really hard to pronounce. I didn't want to fuck up any of their names. And so I was like, I was asking the coach, and the coach just wrote them down in his handwriting, which was, terrible. It looked like a doctor's handwriting. And basically, I just put a Y on the end of it. I was like, all right, Shorzy, Dorsey, Lorzy. I just did whoever it was. And just kind of, and they all were like, yeah, boys, oh yeah. They went at it. It was good.
Oh, man. If music disappeared tomorrow, what would you be doing?
I'd be a coach, man. I'd go back and coach youth, man. Some youth football or high school football. I've been offered a couple times to do that, and it always makes me think in the back of my head, man. I would just anything to promote like youth sports. I think it's very important, and I would love to be a coach. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Coach Two's got his first game tomorrow.
Come on.
Coaching 5th grade boys basketball.
Dude,
WNSL.
Awesome. That's awesome. WNSL, let's go. I'm proud of you. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, assistant coach. Yeah, one of my buddies randomly called me a couple months ago. I was like, dude, I haven't seen this name pop up on my phone in years.
Yeah, congrats.
Hello? Hey, dude, you want to do this with me? I'm like, yeah.
I love that. That's amazing.
Let me think about it. And I hung up the phone. I was like, no, yeah, you should do that, dude. This is something good that you should do.
That's awesome.
So, first game tomorrow. Had the practice last week at JT Moore. Introduced myself to the parents and the kids. We've got a squad.
Let's go, man.
It's a random squad. They just threw them together. I'm like, oh, shit, we're not going to be good. No, we're going to get that first dub for sure.
That's right, dude. Come on. Let me know.
Mitchell Tenpenny, appreciate you, brother. Tell the people what you've got coming and where they can find you.
Dude, love you, man. Thanks for having me. Man, we got a lot coming. Social media. Get on that social media. Check it out.
Get on that damn social.
and the number 10 Penny anywhere. We'll obviously keep up with all the tour dates and everything we got. Get back in the studio working on a record now, and some big news that I can't say yet, but coming up soon.
Yeah. Last thing, I'm just super proud of you, but I also want to say, and you've heard me say this before, thank you for being a friend.
I love you, brother.
Yeah,
you're great.
You don't have to do that. So yeah, I appreciate you through and through. Most loyal guy there is, Mitchell Tenpenny. Thank you, brother.
Love you, brother, man. Thanks for having me.
My guy.